I was introduced to paragliding back in 2007 when I moved from Sydney, Australia out to Pacifica, California in the United States. Pacifica is a really well-known spot for paragliding and hang gliding for that matter, for coastal ridge soaring. After being introduced to paragliding, every spare second I could get, I was at Muscle Rock, after work, free flying, during the weekends, free flying, and I couldn't get enough. And then in 2008, my wife and I made a pretty strategic decision to move away from Pacifica and go inland up to a small town called Pine Mountain Lake, California. And that was for a number of reasons. One, because we love the mountains and we love rock climbing and adventuring, but also because my wife has a very unique job. She is a professional stunt pilot, so she flies high-performance Edge 540 aircraft and does competition and airshow aerobatics for a living. Living at Pine Mountain Lake and on a runway, Melissa could commit to a full-time training schedule. And moving up here really created a lot of opportunities for me in my flying career.
Right there, relax. Okay, roll.
I was able to get my private pilot's license, and that unlocked an enormous range of flying for me, another realm of exploring this planet through the form of flight.
I can't believe it, how cool is this? Flying across the country in a 150 airbat and
Living that lifestyle also came its limitations. There's really not that many safe free-flying sites around where I live.
Take two on the old grade. Last time I flew here, or soared here, I had a collapse, crash landed, and so I'm going to try and soar again. It's probably pretty damn stupid.
So I had to kind of look towards other options of how to get in the air, and that's when I discovered powered paragliding. David Roy and I both purchased a Black Hawk paramotor and we just loved it.
The powered paraglider is really just a fan that you wear on your back that allows you to fly in places that you'd never be able to fly to without having a motor, because you'd never have access. The paramotor really is a tool that allows us to explore new areas, that allows us to explore new flying potential.
We took our motors everywhere from the beautiful coastlines of California, inland to lava flows, to lakes, to rivers, to mountains.
Well, what else is out there? What other areas that are really in our backyard here can we explore that we can access with these paramotors that we wouldn't have even thought of previously?
And right next to me, where I live in Pine Mountain Lake, is the Tuolumne Canyon. It's called the Grand Canyon of Tuolumne. It's a humongous canyon. It's actually 2,000 feet deep from its rim to the base. And the Tuolumne River winds its way through the bottom of this canyon. I'd always thought, wow, I wonder what it would be like to actually give this thing a shot and take a PPG and fly over it, descend down and into it, and then fly along the river. It wasn't until a couple of months ago that I was sitting there looking out over the Tuolumne going, you know what, let's give this thing a shot. Yo, Dingo, what's up, man?
When I got the phone call from Rex asking if I was interested in flying the Tuolumne Canyon, of course, my heart was racing. I was super excited.
He was like, yeah, for sure, I'm going to jump in my car. And within the hour, he was in his car, driving up to Pine Mountain Lake to meet me. And the plan was we were going to fly it the next morning.
I jumped out of bed that morning like something stung me.
Be on no trim, and I'm going to give you a hand signal like this before I look around in case you have to do it.
As we both got our wings in the air and started flying north towards Tuolumne, we felt a little bit of a headwind, which was a little bit concerning. But the sun came up over the canyon rim, and the lighting was just so perfect, and we both came up over the edge of this big canyon and started flying out over the rim and started circling and looking down at the river 2,000 feet below us. And I think we both just kind of realized that at this point we just wanted to go see what was down there.
As we were dropping down, I realized just how big the scale was on this thing.
Which was nerve-wracking, but at the same time extremely exciting. And the flight plan for this particular flight was that I was going to be in front and he was going to be right on my tail, chasing me all the way down through the canyon. And I was going to leave it up to my best judgment to see how close I could actually get down to the water and still be safe, knowing that if at any point I had an engine out, my only safe option was to try to skid in across the top of the water.
Having an engine out down there would be a really serious issue. You know, one, the water is freezing cold, and two, it's quite fast moving. On top of that, you would have about a 2-day walkout with all your equipment in some very steep, hostile terrain.
We knew that we were committed to flying the entire valley until we got to the opening at the base of the canyon where we could circle back out. So there was about a 10-mile stretch where there was no out.
We turn this corner and I can see some texture on the water. And we're going extremely fast, and I suddenly realize that we're going downwind. And I look at my GPS and we're doing 40 miles an hour. You know, a normal PPG would do between 25 to 28 miles an hour. Here we are just cruising downwind.
All of a sudden, as we came around the turn in the river, we saw 2 tents and 2 guys poking their head out of the tents, just waking up in the morning. And it was funny to see how surprised they were to see the 2 of us coming full speed down the canyon and whizzing by them already gone before they even knew what was happening. An amazing feeling to be able to fly so close over such breathtaking terrain and to really feel like you got to see this spectacular slice of the canyon that you wouldn't see in any other way. And it was definitely just a huge relief to be able to make it out over the canyon rim, knowing that we'd both made it and that we were going to land somewhat dry and safe today.
This is probably one of the most amazing flights David and I have got to do.
Yeah! Oh my gosh! That was awesome! Tuolumne Canyon! Definitely a little bit of a pucker factor as we were tight down there in the valley. That was exciting. What a beautiful river.